Yo, man. Welcome back to another episode of For the Love of the Game, man. Another nightly, playoff recap. I'm excited tonight, bro. You know what I mean? I'm excited tonight. We had two great games, Two great games, kick off the second round or to keep the second round keep the second round going depending on which game we're talking about. But before we get into the video, man, if you're new, if you're returning, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Like I always say, bro, leave a comment. Whatever comment you want to do, I don't mind. If you want to leave a dislike, I don't mind. If you want to tell a friend who don't even like sports, because maybe that friend who don't like sports has a good friend who likes sports. You never know what you could do. So just tell somebody about the pod today, and I appreciate y'all for coming back as always. But let's get it, man. Today, Tuesday, right? Yep, Tuesday afternoon of basketball. We had Hawks versus Phoenix game 2, and we had Clippers versus Jazz game 1. We're going to start at the top right in the order, that the games happen. We're going to start with the Hawks and Sixers. I didn't recap the first game, but the first game the Hawks won, so they went up 1-0. We heard all the stories about the slightly torn meniscus or sprained meniscus, a slight tear in his meniscus, in Joel's meniscus. I don't see it. You know what I mean? First game, he had 39-9 in a losing effort, but he still had 39-9. And then today, Tuesday, in a winning effort, he had 40-13. So he came out, had 39-9, and then outdid himself and had more points and more rebounds and won the game. So, Philly came out amazing, man. And I mean, if you look at Philly, he got 22 from Tobias Harris, which he had 16 in the first quarter. He was like 8 for 9, real efficient, came out super aggressive. Like I just touched on, 40-13 from Joel, 21 from Seth Curry, who was 5 of 6 from 3. This whole playoffs has been about the others. The others. Every game is somebody having an explosive first quarter, having an explosive quarter period or half, whatever it may be. But it's a guy who we don't typically expect that from, Prime example, Shake Milton, bro, comes off the bench late in the third quarter with like 2 minutes left in the third quarter. He played 14 minutes of game time. He went 5 for 8, 4 for 5 on the 3, and had 14 points. 1 assist, 3 rebounds. But came in from the end of the third quarter to about 7 minutes left in the fourth. Came in, made a major impact for this team. And again, the others giving them 14 off the bench, late off the bench, This game, bro, they were down to Atlanta for 3.5 quarters, really picked it up, figured them out in the fourth quarter, and made that a game that they still lost, but it shouldn't have even been that point. They came back. This game, they came out with a different approach. They came out with a different mindset. They understood that they need to attack the basket. You look at Atlanta. Clint Capella had 5 fouls. Clint Capella had the highest plus minus, and he had a negative 25. So I guess I should say the lowest. He had 10 points, 8 rebounds, 5 personal fouls, though. And you look at that from Joel. That's just Joel being aggressive, man. Joel is a once-in-a-generation type of player. He's baby Shaq with a jump shot. He's 7 foot, 290, and he can euro and spin and come downhill so aggressive and so quick at that size and on a slightly torn meniscus. That is amazing. I got Philly winning this series, bro. I think it'll go in 5. Honestly, it might go 6. I like Atlanta because I like entertaining basketball. I like to watch them play. They're young. They're fearless. They shoot the ball. Trae Young play with that kind of swag. Bogdan gets in. John Collins, Lou Will, veteran presence. Even he has that kind of swag to him. I want them to win. I do. Do I think they can win? No, because I don't think anybody can stop Joel, which is the best big man in the game. Joel Embiid is the best big man in the game over Jokic, over Anthony Davis, over Giannis Antetokounmpo, over whoever. If I miss somebody, throw them in the comments. I'm taking baby Shaq with a jump shot over him. 13 for 25. That's 52%. 40 points for Joel. Great game. I think before I get off the Sixers, they're going to need more from Ben Simmons, bro. Ben Simmons took 3 shots this game. I was texting a friend during the game, and we were talking about Ben Simmons and the game plan and whatnot, and I couldn't even remember if he scored. So I actually had to look during the game, and he had 3 shots. He has 4 points, but 3 shots. I mean, Tobias Harris has 19 shots. Joel has 25 shots. Seth Curry has 13 shots. Like I said, Shake Milton came in and played a quarter and a half. He had 8 shots. Ben Simmons was on the floor for 35 minutes, and he took 3 shots. While he made 2 of them, that is a great ratio, but I mean, I know that the offense has changed and he's no longer that valuable of a scoring option, that high of a scoring option. But you need to have more than 3 shots. But they won, so we're not going to put too much on it because they won. So, now look, man, we go to Atlanta. Atlanta, as much as they kept fighting back, as much as they kept clawing back, they weren't able to get over that hump, man. Trey and Bogdan both shot 6 for 16. Trey had 21 points. Bogdan had 14. Clint Capella had 10. Like I said, though, with the 5 personal fouls, kept him off the floor a little bit. Kevin Huerter had 20 and Gallinari had 21. That was really their bright spot. And that sounds crazy when we talk about the Atlanta Hawks and a team with Trae Young and Bogdan and Lou Will and John Collins, that we say Kevin Huerter and Gallinari were really their bright spots, but they were. Kevin Huerter 8 for 10, Gallinari 7 for 15. You take those performances with a better game from Trae Young and Bogdan, and you live with the results. This game they lose by 16. Things got away at the end quick. I mean, with the way Tobias was attacking downhill, the way he was playing, the way Seth Curry and Danny Green were making their open shots, and the way Shake Milton came in with Joel, there was no answer. You can't double. They're surrounding him with 4 shooters. And if you leave your big man on the island 1-on-1, in this case, Clint Capella, it's not usually going to work out well for you. Like I said, Clint had 5 fouls. You know what I mean? 5 fouls is not good. A negative 25 plus minus is not good. That's what happens though when you guard Joel Embiid. And I think that's going to be their Achilles heel, bro. Offensively, they can keep up with this team. Offensively, although Philly has the Matisse Thybulles, the Ben Simmons, the Tobias Harrises, the Danny Greens, the Shake Miltons, the let me see who else, the George Hills. Okay, yeah, they have guys they can throw at Huerter and Gallinari and Trae Young and Bogdan, but those guys are high level bucket getters, high-level shot makers. They can do that. The problem is on the defensive end, because then there's a stretch where Clint goes out, where you got Gallinari on Joel Embiid, and you know what I'm saying? Come on now, man. Gallinari shouldn't be on Joel Embiid. So shout out Joe going for 40. You know what I'm saying? Making sure his team, which is the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, did not go down 0-2 to the Hawks. Able to knock that series up 1-1, and we're going to have game 3 on Thursday. All right, man. Then we go to game 1 of Utah versus the Clippers. Where do I want to start? I'm going to start with the Clippers. Man. We got 9 for 19 from Kawhi, 23 points. 4 for 14 from Marcus Morris on 9 points. Paul George had 20 on 4 for 17. He had 9 free throws, so there you go. For those wondering how did he have that. Zubac had 11. He did give those valuable minutes. I enjoyed those minutes that he played. 18 from Luke Kennard. 18 from Luke Kennard, and his 18 came off 7 for 9. So really the only player on the team who had an efficient shooting night was Luke Kennard, who barely touched the floor the last series other than games 6 and 7. Comes out, plays about 30 minutes, has 18. A great adjustment. They lose by 3, okay? The score they lost 109-112. We're going to get to the final play and everything. Okay. But Luke Kennard, like I said, 18. So mainly your only player on the team who shot well. Like I said, you got 9 for 19 from Kawhi. You got 4 for 17 from Paul George. I just kind of talked about this with Porzingis, man, that like I just don't know what these guys are anymore. You know what I'm saying? They want to be treated as stars. They have the star name, but they ain't got the star game. You know what I'm saying? Their name still rings that bell from the days that they was putting in that star kind of work, where they was putting in those star kind of highlights. But now their game right now does not reflect that star status. You know, thankfully, the Clippers were able to survive that game 7 versus Dallas, get out the first round, be able to push that narrative off a little more. But PG 4 for 17. And in a little bit, we're not going to be able to push the narrative off anymore, bro. The question is, can Paul George perform at a high level in the playoffs? And the answer is looking more and more like no. Like, absolutely not. Like, trade him. You know what I mean? Like, I think the Paul George we see now is the Paul George we'll have. I don't know if we're going to get back to that Paul George before the injury, before whatever it may be. We see glimpses of it. We see 35s. We see some 40s from PG, but they're not consistent. They're really not consistent in the playoffs. And in a game like this where countless times he had Rudy Gobert on him, which is a multiple-time defensive player of the year, I understand that. But off the dribble, Paul George, who was once in an argument for best handles for a big guy, above 6'8", and you can't get by Rudy Gobert, countless possessions. The one late in the game, he settles for a three. Not a good game, man. You know what I mean? Not a good game. And like I said, then you lose by 3. You get 4 for 14 for Marcus Morris, and he just had a 20-point game in that game 7 versus Dallas. It's not gonna always fall, man. It's not gonna always fall. I like what they did. I like the rotations. I like the quick little boogie appearance we had. I like Terrence Mann. I like that we seen limited Patrick Beverly. We seen more Zubac because they have a big man on this team. We've seen a little less Nicholas Batum because we've seen more Luke Kennard. But Luke Kennard played an amazing game. Like I said, one of the only ones who shot efficiently. But it's a catch-22, man. You leave him in because he's having such a great offensive game. And on the back end, he's getting killed late game pick and roll. They went at him. All the NBA is nowadays is exploiting a mismatch in pick and roll. Ty Lue is a great coach and the king of adjustments, so he will see that and he'll be able to play with that. But this game, that's what hurt him. Because it's a dude on the Utah Jazz. And he go by the name of Donovan Mitchell. I heard they called the man Lil D Wade. That's what I heard. And during the game, I know y'all seen the carryover. He missed the floater, but he did the D Wade carryover. I was like, oh my God, when he did it, it looked like D Wade. That man Donovan Mitchell had 5 assists on 16 for 30. That's 53%, ladies and gentlemen. 6 for 15 on 3. Sound like a lot. That's not that bad. That's still 40%. That's a good clip to shoot for a game. 45 from Donovan Mitchell, and he was had a super aggressive third quarter. I think he had like 16 in the third. All gas, no break, bro. They came out, they were down at half. They came out the third quarter, they took it over. Bojan, he had 18. You got 10 from Gobert. You got 18 from Jordan Clarkson, which 6th man of the year, Jordan Clarkson, man, the ultimate green light. If there's one thing he's going to do, he going to shoot it. He going to shoot it. So you could imagine as they're making their comeback and just how the arena was getting, bruh. The Vivint Arena. So loud, so electric. And that feeds into your players, bro. That's no cap. You know what I'm saying? When the crowd is live and you start to make some plays, you get a block, you get a turnover, you hit a 3 while you're on a run, it just makes everything better, bro. And this team right here, to win this game by 3 and to literally miss 17 straight shots in the first quarter, to not have Mike Conley, and to have to hold off like spurts from Luke Kennard and go through your spurts where you're not making shots, survive a 3 for 12 shooting night from Joe Ingles. I don't know what to say, bro. This team is the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Number 1 seed in the West, sitting at 52-20. This is going to be an interesting season to see. To see how good they really are. I feel like nobody really believes in Utah, so this is going to be the series where they have to prove themselves. But, bro, what a game to start it off. Let's talk about that last possession, bro. Had a chance to put the game away. Missed opportunities on the offense for Utah. The Clippers are able to come down, bro. I think Kawhi had it. No, PG had it first. Came down. He couldn't get him a quick enough shot. It was off a miss. They had one timeout. Ty Lue chose not to take a timeout. I'm not going to disagree with that. I like letting your stars figure it out. I love that. No timeout. Don't let the defense get set. Put the ball in your shot makers' hands and let your shot makers do what they need to do. Paul George came up. He wasn't able to find a quick enough shot and create some more space to get the ball up. He swings to Kawhi. Kawhi, same thing. It was good defense by Joe Ingles. Kawhi wasn't able to take a shot that he was comfortable with the time. He has to swing to the corner to Marcus Morris. Marcus Morris pump fakes, side steps, blocked by Rudy Gobert, gets the ball. By the time he get the ball, he's trying to run out to the 3. The time go out. Utah wins by 3. Great game from Donovan Mitchell. They have 45. Great defensive possession because there was no timeout. There was no time to get set. I just talked about how why Paul George couldn't get by Rudy Gobert, the multiple time defensive player of the year. And on the last play of the game, he come up big. He blocked a shot to win the game. They are a great defensive unit when they work together. I think that it's going to be interesting to see how the Clippers got to combat that. Donovan Mitchell, though, bruh. That's the topic of discussion. 45. And I brought up him being mini D-Wade. How dope is it to have D-Wade be an owner of the team? You seen during the game D-Wade giving him advice. So to have your mentor be the owner of the team, somebody you can contact, somebody you can touch that's that close to you and be able to give you so much knowledge, that's going to go a long way. These Jazz, bruh, about Game 3 in this series, I'll be able to tell a lot about the Utah Jazz. I wasn't able to tell too much about them from the Memphis series because we expected them to handle that. But here in this Clippers series, by about Game 3, I'll be able to tell a lot about this team and if they contenders or pretenders, bro. But look, man, that's our Tuesday slate of basketball, bro. Let me see. Tomorrow we just got one game. It's Phoenix and Denver, right? Yeah, tomorrow just one game on Wednesday. No doubleheader. Just Phoenix and Denver. Shout out the man Jokic, the newly claimed MVP. I'll have a video on that shortly. Stay with me. But look, man, I appreciate y'all for watching. I think we had an amazing day. I hope I was able to touch on or hit some points that y'all came to hear today. So, man, look, just watch my previous video right here. Subscribe to the channel right here. I'll see y'all next week. We out.